So about a week ago, we saw the release of yet another trailer for the upcoming season of The Dragon Prince, with the tagline of, "The war against the cosmic order is about to begin," which is a decently ominous way to usher in the penultimate season. Man, can't believe we're this close to the finish line for this franchise. We've just got this season, then one more to come when it finishes up with season 7. I'm honestly not ready. Although, is it too much to hope that there's going to be more content from this world going forward? I need more. This is the era of franchises after all. Let's keep it calm and spin-offs galore, that's what I need. But yeah, a week or so ago, I know I'm a bit behind, we got the latest trailer for The Dragon Prince Season 6, and straight away, two major takeaways. One, feels like they've hired a new trailer editor, or they've seriously stepped up their game here, because this is so much better than I ever remember trailers for The Dragon Prince being before. The music, the tone, everything, just really good. But that being said, my second point is that, on the other hand, whilst it is all good, it also kind of feels like one of those fan-made, mash-up music videos. And in isolation, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but at the same time, we're getting a lot of that recently. Lots of clips, lots of scenes, but not much context. No dialogue. I don't know, it looks good, looks cool, but it is harder to get much further into the story and start building hype in that way without dialogue and plot points. Usual things that you'd find in a trailer. Oh well. That being said, let's jump into things, shall we? Okay, so like I said before, the tagline of the season seems to be "The war against the cosmic order is about to begin." So clearly, tension's going to be ramping up this season. More battles, more big plot events. The last big battle we had was at the end of the first arc of the series, where they defeated Viren for the first time. And so, I think the obvious play is to try to top that. So more action, more battles, more intensity, more emotional stakes. Hell yeah. If they can pull it off this season, just on that alone, feels like it's going to be awesome and set up the show well for that final season. But yeah, now into the trailer. Okay, so we sort of start off the trailer with this really cool extended sequence where Callum's in this sort of snowy, stormy area, I guess. And judging by the fact that he's flying up into the sky, he's in an area where the magic of the stars is most powerful. What are they called again? Arcanum, Nexus, something like that. Man, I'm showing myself to be a bit of a filthy casual with that. Also, there's some banger narration, music over the top, just makes this sequence so much more epic. But yeah, Callum's flying into the stars, he's blindfolded, and then his wings seem to give out. They disappear and he starts falling back down to Earth. Now in that moment, he doesn't seem all that scared, so maybe this is like in How to Train Your Dragon 2, where Hiccup's just collecting style points and flying through the sky. Either that or, well, you can see that he gasps, so does he go so high that he loses oxygen, can't maintain his magic? Just too much strain? Does his magic give out? Hell, maybe it's even a dream sequence and so he's not really in control, I don't know. Regardless of what's happening here though, there's absolutely no chance this kills him or anything like that. I mean, could you imagine that in the writing room? Guys, I have this cool concept. Callum dies from a really long fall trying to learn star magic. Oh wow, that's a massive twist, then what? Well, he's dead, so the others defeat Erebos without him. You know, it just sounds dumb. I mean, a bit of a weird tangent to go on, but yeah. And so I'm guessing this is just going to be something to do with mastering star magic, which I feel like that's probably the only way to defeat Erebos, to beat him at his own game sort of thing. It also has interesting Icarus parallels, because the closer he gets to the stars, which are suns, his wings eventually melt away and he falls. Maybe it's slightly allegorical. The closer he gets to learning that type of magic, the more danger and risk he puts himself in. That's my theory, at least. Then we cut away and the music swells to this big explosion. You know, the kind of explosion you often see in fantasy and sci-fi. The kind of explosion that suggests, oops, everything is going to get vaporized. So I'm guessing this is some gnarly fire magic or sun magic or whatever you want to call it. Got to be someone powerful too, you'd think. Maybe that salty-ass blind dragon? I doubt it's the dweeby prince. That dude screams poser and loser. He's going to end up betrayed and dead in a ditch at some point. And look, hooray, he's still in the show. I stand by the fact that him and his Sun Elf rebel insurgency storyline is the most boring plot point of the second saga. Completely dragged down the first season of this arc. Things are obviously going his way in this scene. Looks like he's in awe of something. What even happened at the end of his storyline again? I can't even remember. Him and Sol... How do you say this guy's name? Sol Regum? Regnum? Sol Regum. We'll go with Sol Regum. Regum? Oh my god. Sol Regum. So they're probably teaming up, right? They're both pretty salty. They could be friends. Nah, yeah. Guess we'll see. We then see a group of heroes charging across a plain towards an army. And it looks like our heroes have an army too at their back, underneath all of that fog, which... well, I guess it's magic fog. Then we see Anya, and there's Ezran, which is a bit surprising to see him in the midst of a battle because he is the face of pacifism in this show. And what is going on here? Ezran's running towards her, he gets on her mount, while soldiers are streaming past. Was he a hostage? Was he trying to make peace? What's going on? Is this the Sun Elf Civil War Part 2? Once again, not loving that this storyline's getting so much screen time, but the fact is, we're going to be getting a big battle, potentially with magic and dragons involved. that'll slap for sure. So I can look past the fact that I don't give two shits about the family drama in the Son of Royals, but it is what it is. Then it's back to Callum's storyline where he and Rayla are with some winged elves with blindfolds in some cool observatory place. The same place it seems like he was flying up into the sky from earlier. There's a shot of the sky opening up and revealing it was a fake sky, which was pretty cool actually, and actually rather clever because if this is where you learn star magic, right? You need for the stars to actually be there all the time. You'd assume, because it creates a connection. This is just a guess. And so this fake sky would always be there to show all the stars, and it would make sense for practice and learning, because, sometimes there are clouds and whatnot that will block out the stars. You're not always going to have a clear night sky. Don't get me wrong, I'm almost 100% certain they have a sky that opens up simply for a cool visual, but that's just me trying to extrapolate and make it make sense. And it seems as if the blindfold thing's probably some necessity to help learn too. I don't know, just spitballing. Maybe it's kind of a open your mind to the infinite or some crazy shit like that. We then cut to Erebos dropping to his knees and crying, which feels a bit out of left field if you ask me. Not exactly something you'd expect from somebody with the reputation that this guy has. I mean, he even looks like he's about to start sobbing, so what has happened here? Tinfoil hat time, but maybe his plan to escape his confinement involves a body swap, so he swaps into like Callum or something, and then Callum gets locked in with Erebos' body. I don't know, just an idea, because we've seen that Callum has been possessed before, and seems to be again later in the trailer, so it could happen. We see Rayla fighting, she's fighting Dark Runan. So no idea what's going on there, but it's probably something to do with getting him out of his magic coin. Or this is some dark magic-fueled nightmare vision she has to face. Tell you what, side tangent, but her parents and this guy and his husband have so much to answer for. I'll be rather disappointed if they just brush off how much all of them suck ass. Her parents suck for abandoning her to be raised by somebody else so they can go guard dragons. Like, if you're going to do that, why even have a kid? Runan sucks for taking his adopted daughter, who's a young teen, on an assassination mission to kill a king and a young prince, at the risk of losing her own arm if they fail, and then trying to fight her when she refused. Happy birthday, Rayla! This year I've lined up a really cool father-daughter bonding experience for us. Murdering a frightened child for revenge. And then the other one sucks for taking part in the banishment ritual without even speaking to her to learn her side of things. Like, damn bro, you raised this kid, what are you doing? Screw them all. Keep them in the coins. Then we see Callum with a scowl, dark magic eyes, and blood on his hands, with Erebos' shade standing next to him. Yeah, I'm thinking he's getting possessed, but for a longer time period now. Enough to do some significant damage to the heroes at the very least. We see Claudia, maimed, mauled, screaming, crying. Yeah, she's hitting rock bottom this season. Is there a redemption or atonement in the future for her? I think so. And it begins soon. Because how much further can she realistically fall without it feeling like misery porn, right? We then see Terry crying, it plays into that vibe. There's lots of crying in this trailer. It seems like this season might have a lot of sad moments. And realistically have a bit of a downer/tragic ending to set up that big triumph in the final season. Ezran's getting chased. I slowed it down, looks like somebody shot an arrow at him, so I think he is being chased, they're trying to kill him. And then a massive fireball explosion hits, and it looks like it hits him, but it also knocks away his pursuers, so I think this is a misdirect. But I'm not really sure what to think about that right now. And then we have a few more general scenes, some of which we've seen before, some are fresh, but I'm not really sure. They don't show us much in terms of piecing things together. We see Callum and Rayla again. Most of their scenes shown in this trailer seem to be either approaching or inside that big dome spire thing, the Magic Star Observatory. So, looks like they're playing their cards close to their chest for that story. Fair enough, because I think it's going to be full of twists and turns, if that lone shot of Dark Callum has anything to say about it. Ezran's in the rain again, seen it before. Callum and the monkey get knocked down by an explosion, pretty sure we've seen that before. Anya looks like she's going to be killing some fool. Hell yeah. Sol Regum, once again, is back. There's a bloodied shot of Soren, and he becomes a dragon rider in the next shot, which, hell yeah, I like this. I'm in the midst of watching House of the Dragon right now, so this is hitting different for me. God, yes. Soren is such a Chad. Hopefully more badass moments for him in the future. He's had such a great arc. There's that ice monster thingy again. The elves are in the observatory flying around. Seen it though. And then Sol is back again. And he's made a lot of appearances this trailer, so I'm suspecting a villain arc for him, right? Or a misguided arc, at least. Either way, bro needs to die. He's just miserable and hateful, and what's the point? I'm excited to see what direction they take him though. Kind of hope we get a big dragon on dragon battle at some point. Guess we'll have to wait and see in regards to that though. And so yeah, the 26th of July is when we get this, and I am hyped as all hell. Yes, 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 please. Hook this into my veins, my hype is back. Looks awesome, and I'm more excited than I've been about the show in years, I think. Looks so good. And that's the power of a really good trailer. And so with all that being said, not really much else to say, and so I'll just remind you these have been my opinions, and now I'd like to hear yours. What did you think of the trailer? You hyped? Maybe not? Anything you think I've missed, or just general ideas? I'm curious for your thoughts, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know.